We've all seen and heard of how the Israeli government continues to kill and displace and oppress innocent Palestinians. But how did this all come to be? Well, it all stems from the issue of antisemitism, or bigotry or hatred against all Jewish people. For centuries, the Jews were kicked out of various lands and massacred by European superpowers. In the 18th and early 19th century, the Russian pogroms, or violent riots, occurred, which massacred many innocent Jews. And as I'm sure many of us know, the Holocaust occurred as well, where Hitler's Nazi Germany killed 6 million innocent Jews. To come up with a solution that would prevent such events from happening, a group of Jews came up with what is known today as Zionism. Its founder, Theodor Herzl, proposed that a Jewish homeland would be the solution to all of this, which seems great on the surface, but the policies and the actions that the Israeli government have taken to achieve this established homeland for Jews have been very problematic and very questionable. Instead of serious questioning of the Russian government at the time during the pogroms or the time around Nazi Germany, the focus has been on innocent Palestinians, where Muslims, Christians, Jews, and other people coexisted in peace at the time, and they had nothing to do with many of these massacres against Jews. But despite that, hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were displaced. Thousands of them have been killed simply because of their ethnicity. But alongside what seems to be the killing of non-Jewish people like Muslims and Christians, the Israeli government has also shown and proven to be a racist one. Shortly after the Nakba, or the catastrophe that the Palestinians faced, the Israeli police enforced that Jewish immigrants from the Middle East and North Africa were to not live in the central cities of Israel, but they were to live in cities and places surrounding that center. These immigrants were also subjected to medical experimentation, and several thousands of their babies were taken by the Israeli government to be adopted by the European Jews that lived there. Ever since the immigration of Ethiopian Jews to Israel, they have been subjected to discrimination in public health, education, and have generally been kept out of the public sphere. So not only does Israel give an unfair and an unjust superiority to a particular religion, it also gives that superiority to a particular race and a particular ethnicity of Europeans, and the religion being of Jews. So with all of this historical context in mind, as we witness the massacres and the genocide of the innocent Palestinians today, this explains why we see people protesting against the actions of the Israeli government, and this is why we see Jews protesting against it as well. This is why we see Jewish rabbis or Jewish scholars wear the keffiyeh in solidarity with Palestine and carry Palestinian flags and openly resist the Israeli government. This is why we have seen thousands of Jews and other people wearing a ceasefire now shirt in the US Capitol in light of recent escalations of the conflict, because they all know that Israel is not a just manifestation of their promised homeland. The policies that they have carried out and the actions that they have done against innocent civilians cannot be justified by any normal human being. So if you have been afraid that criticizing the Israeli government is ultimately a way of putting down all Jews, then follow the lead of all of these Jews, of all of these Jewish scholars and Jewish citizens who protest against Israel. As we're not on the grounds ourselves and it is difficult for us to physically do anything, keep spreading the word, even if it's just posting one awareness post about this global issue. Keep boycotting all of those brands that support this racist and hateful regime, even if that means you decide to avoid all controversy and support your local businesses more. As the Jewish Voice for Peace states themselves, anti-Zionism, or being against Israel, is not to be conflated or confused with anti-Semitism or being against all Jews. They are not the same issue, so continue to support your innocent Jews and all of your innocent brothers and sisters of humanity by being against the regime and the government of Israel as it stands today.